At Optivia, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation one healthy habit at a time. The following audio contains the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optivia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope these stories inspire you to continue your journey with or join Optivia, but please note they have not been verified and your individual journey to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider in the US or a doctor in Singapore and Hong Kong prior to beginning your journey with Optivia. Additionally, this audio may contain income or earning representations of some independent Optivia coaches. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with Optivia is derived from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Optivia acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to Optivia coaches in the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. For independent Optivia coaches operating in the US, please see the Optivia Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of US coaches under the US Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent Optivia coaches operating in the US under the US Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan. Yours in Health, the Optivia team.
Okay,
so I'm Bob Gaffney.
And my name is Laura Gaffney, and welcome to Inspiring Stories of Transformation. We're excited that you're here tonight.
Absolutely. So let's dive in here.
Okay.
All righty.
So tonight we have an awesome lineup of guest speakers for you, and we're going to bring some awesome stories of transformation. And just a little quick background, why don't we start with your story of transformation?
Oh boy, here we go. So guys, this is my story, and I'm going to take you back a little bit, take you back to when I was 15 years old. I was involved in a life-threatening car accident, which left me in the ICU for about 49 days. While I was in there fighting for my life and being cared for by the amazing doctors and nurses at the Baltimore Shock Trauma Center here, I decided that when I got out one day that I wanted to help people for a living. And so that's what I did. When I finished high school, I became a personal trainer, which then led me to dream about deciding to take that on a grander level and open up my own gym. While we were at the gym, we were having such an amazing time. But one of the things that we struggled with is trying to find a predictable program for our members to lose weight. And so my wife, Laura here, she was actually the guinea pig, if you will, and tried Optivia first, had amazing success. And of course, I was so jealous of her success that I thought, you know what, I better try this. And I was raised in a family where food was celebrated at basically everything you could imagine, but I also found out that I didn't have such a great relationship with food. I didn't need to so much lose weight, but I really needed to work on my habits, and that really, really helped a lot. And fast forward now 3.5 years, we've been able to help so many people all throughout the country and as far out as Hong Kong and Singapore, so it's been amazing. But honestly, guys, we are in troubled times, as many of you know. And unfortunately, my dream for wanting to open up a fitness center ended on the 1st of this month. We had to actually close down our facility. And I will tell you, it was one of the hardest decisions that I had to make. But I will tell you that I did have a plan B. And that plan B is, of course, now our plan A. And we're so very fortunate because we have the ability now to live life on our own terms. Obviously, we've created time and we've created financial freedom with this vehicle that is Optivia. And but moreover, we get to pay it forward. We also get to be the dominant forces in our lives and live our lives around what matters most. And so for those of you who are small business owners and know what I'm talking about, I don't have payroll anymore. I don't have bricks and mortar anymore. I don't have rent anymore. It's pretty powerful. And our Optivia business can go with us anywhere we choose. So with that, let's move forward.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
that. Yeah, let's move forward and talk about some statistics, actually. Worldwide statistics. Obesity has nearly tripled since 1975. Most of the world's population live in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than underweight. And I read that slowly just to emphasize that because that statistic just really shocked me. So some statistics here in America, almost 1/3 of adults with partners, 31%, report that money is a major source of conflict in their relationship. I know it always was in ours. 69% of workers were stressed over their finances, with fully 72% admitting to worrying about their personal finances at work. And these statistics are from before 6 months ago. So you can imagine that things are potentially more dire now. So let's bring up the tone a little bit, though, because we're going to bring you some motivation and inspiration, and this couple knows how to bring it. Jacki Dalsimer and Kenny Clemons are our guest speakers, and I'm so excited to bring them on and have them share their story. Guys, are you there?
We're here.
Hello, we are here. First of all, thank you so much for having us on here. We're very excited to be here and to share our story with everybody. I'll get us started. Basically, I started the coaching out of the two of us first. But prior to Optivia, I was working an office job. I was very down, mentally depressed, a lot of like just feeling meh all the time. I had been in this office job just for a couple years, but prior to that, I had been in health and fitness, and I am very passionate about helping people become healthier. And when I switched to this office job, I just found, that I wasn't giving back anymore, and I lacked purpose. Not only that, I was struggling financially as a single mom to just, it was week to week, paycheck to paycheck, and I was part of that 69%. I decided at some point that I needed to get back to helping others, to just feel that sense of purpose again. And so I started kind of dabbling in being an online trainer, and quickly realized that I really didn't have like a comprehensive program to offer people working remotely as a coach. So no sooner did I start to realize that, did Laura Gaffney and Bob Gaffney, they reached out to me and said, would you be interested in exploring health coaching? And so I said, sure, let's see what this is about. And it was the best decision I ever made, was to meet with Laura. When I met with her, I quickly realized, wow, this is the comprehensive program that I was lacking. And I just loved the behavioral science piece behind it. I loved the trilogy, the healthy mind, body, finances, because I had previously really just focused on healthy body with my clients, not realizing that the other two components were just as important. So I decided I wanted to try the program myself. I didn't have a weight loss story. I did have some bad eating habits that quickly got addressed. But within that first 5 days, when I hit fat burn and realized, wow, this is amazing, I feel great, proper nutrition is definitely key. But what I really learned was that the healthy mind component was a big part. And from doing the life book, I learned so much about my habits, about my mindset, and really made a shift from kind of being this person that just thought that, I was stuck where I was and couldn't really do anything else. So I had a huge shift and really learned a lot about having a growth mindset and being the dominant force in my life. So I continued that. I've now worked with hundreds of people and impacted their lives. And from working the life book and just being part of an amazing community that supports growth has been amazing. It actually, the life book really helped me with my surroundings and who I was surrounding myself by and choices I was making and my relationships. So then Kenny and I started coaching and growing together, and then we started dating. So now here we are. And on top of all that, I'm no longer stressed about my finances. That worry is gone. And I'm going to let Kenny just kind of jump in and share his story now.
Yep. Well, thank you, Jackie. Thank you for everybody for being here tonight. I was in the same situation as Jackie was years ago. My situation, I thought that I'd have a purpose no more, and I contemplated suicide. And I said, God, if you get me out of this, I'll share the whole world how I got out of it. Fast forward to the future, I started working 2 and 3 jobs, started changing my surroundings. I was a personal trainer. I was in the school system working with kids with developmental disabilities, trying to bring happiness into their lives. So I always wanted to help others and try to accomplish a goal, but it was really hard for me, and I never really quite found that purpose working a 9 to 5 and behind the desk. So I went back to personal training full time, thinking that, hey, I'm gonna just train a little harder, I'm a little smarter, I know what to do now, and I still couldn't quite get the results that I wanted to for my clients, for them to feel happy and understand the healthy mind and healthy finances and healthy body. And Jackie introduced me to the program right after she did her week and became a coach. And she was like, listen, Kenny, you need to do this. But me being the man, I was stubborn. She was like, fool, do this. I'm like, all right, baby, I'll do it. So I started to become a coach, and my life changed dramatically to where before I could barely pay the bills. I was struggling even to put food on the table for myself. My great aunt was giving me money just so I can buy groceries because I was struggling really bad. And a year later, with Optivia, going to the grocery store, I saw Laura Gaffney in the grocery store maybe about a month ago, and I got teary-eyed right off the bat. And she's like, Kenny, what's wrong? I said, Laura, I'm so thankful for you and Bob introducing this program to Jackie and I, because now I can finally afford to have a full shopping cart of groceries for 5 children and not have to worry about putting anything back. I'm not worrying about coupons. I'm not worrying about a sale. Whatever they want, I can put in there. And as a man, that felt so good to be able to do that and provide for my family. And oh my goodness. And one of the things I always wanted to be a good man, a good husband, but my surroundings weren't there. And reading the life book with Jackie, it really brought us closer and made us grow together and understand one another and mature with one another. And we preach this to our clients. Now our clients are starting to see how powerful the life book is and how powerful Optivia is and how God has worked through me using this vessel of Optivia to bring happiness and joy to other people and changing their mindset and finances. And oh wow, I'm trying not to get too teary-eyed here. And because of all that, Jackie and I, Bob. Uh-oh, that's us, right?
There we are.
There we are. We got engaged. Yes, Optivia has brought us so close together. Our business grew, and we looked at each other, and Jackie was like, well, we might as well get married since we done made it through this. If we can make it through this, we can make it through anything. I was like, oh, okay. So Optivia is way more than just a community base. It is my family. It is my home. It is someplace that I recommend everyone join if you're looking for closure, if you're looking for purpose, if you're looking for anything that you prayed for. And I wish you all the very best out there. Stay consistent. I love you all, and you too will be able to find your purpose and goals and dreams in Optivia as well. And thank you for letting me share.
Oh, wow. Well, we're both,
Josh,
we're both choked up here.
you guys are amazing. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. We're so blessed to have you as partners and just friends, and we look forward to everything in the future. Thank you.
That was a beautiful story.
Thank
We can't wait to be at the wedding. So super excited for that. Okay, well, we have to take a deep breath here.
Okay, transition. All right, so let's talk a little bit about who we are. So who is Optivia? So we are a company that is committed to providing solutions for creating optimal health. We have over 30,000 independent Optivia coaches and healthcare professionals. Our co-founder, independent Optivia coach, Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, is also a New York Times bestseller. And you know, our mission is to create lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. Our programs are proven safe and effective in clinical studies conducted by researchers from major university and teaching hospitals. We have a very strong corporate and field-led leadership. Oh, and by the way, we are also on the New York Stock Exchange and extremely financially solid. And as you can see here on the bottom screen, in 2017, 2019, Forbes voted us one of America's most trusted companies. That's a big deal, guys. And drum roll, we have helped impacted over 1 million lives. It's pretty amazing. So with that, let's move forward into what I said earlier about our mission statement, which is lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And so let's talk more about how do we do that?
Awesome. So let's look at what our program has to offer. Here are the 4 components of our system. We have an independent Optivia coach, the Habits of Health transformational system, the Optivia community, and the Optivia fuelings. So each of these components equals 25% of your success, and that equals, you guessed it, 100% success. So I'm going to go ahead and break these down really quick for you. First, you have your coach. Your coach is your guide, a real human being who offers one-on-one support, provides encouragement, and connects you, the client, to all of the resources you're going to need on your journey. And our Habits of Health system, it is life-changing. We have the amazing Habits of Health manual, which is a reference guide full of information that will really change the way you see things in your body and in your health. We have an app on your phone to guide you every step of the way, a life book, which is an interactive journal, and of course, an interactive website that has all different kinds of tools for you. It's really incredible. And of course, we have our Optivia community. It's really what brings strength to us through joining numbers of like-minded individuals. And we do this through local and virtual events, private support groups, nutrition support team, Habits of Health video calls like this one, which are live and interactive, or you can join them on playback podcast. So you have a real way to connect with more people who are on the journey with you. And of course, our 4th component is our fuel plan. And I love this fuel plan because it is truly proven. For me, I just experienced a whole new level of health. And these are scientifically designed fuelings that are nutrient dense, carbohydrate controlled, so easy to grab and go that you really cannot goof it up. You have a lean and green meal that you're going to make yourself with a balance of protein, carbs, healthy fats, and of course, drinking your water. The fuel plan is just designed for you. So let's talk a little bit about what we offer. And we offer what we call the trilogy of optimal health. And coaching uses a combination approach of one-on-one, team and community support for clients, providing guidance and encouragement. The coach focuses on the client's values, needs, vision, and goals, and in 3 principal areas. And these are healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And our community of coaches, we strive not only to provide improve areas of our lives, but also to improve the lives of all with whom we connect. So often for clients and just people who love serving and assisting others, coaching really just comes naturally.
Yeah, it really does. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of being an Optivia coach. Well, the first one is I get to do life with my best friend and my soulmate and my partner, business partner. So that's number one. So that's pretty cool, everybody. But more importantly, becoming a health coach will help you to reinforce your decision to become healthy. Also, you get to pay it forward and really make a big difference. It's obviously fun and rewarding. For those of you on here, you can see it's a lot of fun and it's clearly rewarding. Obviously, this is a business, so there's compensation, of course. There's the currency of goodwill. And then, of course, you could potentially fulfill financial needs and goals. Or if you want to just leave a legacy, you can do that as well. Pretty cool.
It really is such an incredible life, and it's such a pleasure to help so many people.
Absolutely. Okay. So with that, we have our next amazing story coming up. So this time, guys, hold your seats. We have this beautiful young couple. They have a beautiful story of health, of hope, of grit. And well, I'm not going to steal their thunder. This is Josh and Nicole Hicks. Josh and Nicole, please come off mute. We'd love to hear your story.
Wow, thank you guys so much. Good evening. I'm Josh Hicks, certified independent health coach with Optivia. And this is my lovely wife.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hicks, and we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity to share our story. It's amazing to be here and to share how our lives have changed. And so I'll start the story. It began in March of 2019. Josh and I were in my least favorite place, the gym. and we were doing our best to try to outwork a bad diet. We were unhealthy, we were miserable, we were hurting in more ways than one, but we were there anyway. We were doing our thing. I think it was the middle of the week. It was a Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was on the treadmill and Josh was doing his routine and he met our coach. It was a chance meeting and it changed our lives for sure. So Josh joined first, and then I came after I saw the results. But we joined Optivia and we lost a combined total of 90 pounds. And our health became amazing. It was life-changing, really, in so many ways. Our children saw us get healthy, and that was really just the beginning.
Wow. Yeah, it totally was. And she is right. Nicole is right 100%. It was a divine appointment. And I got to tell you, man, energy flows where focus goes. And, Optivia changed our life. And we were, looking to get a few pounds off, get healthy, but so much more happened in our life by a simple yes. And we were just so grateful and abundantly thankful to the Lord for allowing that happen and cross paths that way. Just to tell you a short story about Nicole and I, we had a construction business. I've had my business license since 2009. We were broken. And we weren't broken just physically, we were broken mentally and financially as well. And Optivia showed us a way to really have a life again and so much further than just a few pounds off the scale. So what I'm about to tell you, is really pretty mind-blowing, but it was a really tough life experience to go through, but it only grew us fonder of each other and made us stronger. And we've seen things and grew and developed in a certain kind of way with all the components that Optivia brings to the table. You see, we had a business that was failing. We had 7 employees that we couldn't even make payroll. Week to week, we were struggling, and we were basically just trying to take loans every day just so we could figure out how to pay our employees every week. And we had a business that was failing greatly. But part of that was a direct result of our health was diminishing. And so when someone came to us to offer us the opportunity of health and hope, we had no idea what it really was going to offer us. We said yes to our health. And we're so grateful that we did, because we were offered the opportunity not only to get healthy, but to pay that amazing gift forward. We were in a position where we didn't know which way was up. We didn't know how we were going to, make it through the next day. You ever been like that? You ever been in a situation where you feel like you're just trying to fill the voids? Well, that's where Nicole and I were, and Optivia surrounded us with loving arms. I'll never forget that day in March when our health coach came to us and asked us, you've been doing really amazing on program. It's 8 days. I want to celebrate your success, but I also want to ask you a question. If you could pay this gift forward and help somebody else and impact their life in a positive way, what would you do? And without hesitation, I said yes. I couldn't imagine holding this gift in and not sharing the wonderfulness that it can bring to someone's life. My wife and I, we have 4 kids, and we were doing everything we can to love each other through the struggles that we were going through. I'll never forget the day that we took her car to the car wash and the van door fell off. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of losing, and I want to do better for myself and for my family. So we continued to go on this mission of getting healthy, and we started coaching and paying the gift forward. After having a business, having our license since 2009, 15 months in coaching, it's been amazing. It's changed our life in more ways than one. We were able to close a business down and have a business without walls, help people across the United States achieve optimal health and weight. If I could tell you just one thing, it's don't sell yourself short. Don't write yourself off just yet. Someone's bringing the opportunity to you of health and hope. You're worth it and so much more. We were in a position where we didn't know what could possibly come for us in the next day or 2 or 3 or even 4. But our coach surrounded us, our community surrounded us, and they showed us an opportunity in a way. We're just so thankful to have the gift that we have today, and to be able to impact hundreds of lives that we've been able to in the way that Optivia has impacted our lives. It's an amazing gift to pay forward, and you're on this call for a reason. And this is your divine appointment. It's an opportunity for you to say yes to you. So I just want to encourage you guys to dive a little deeper in with the person who invited you to this call. Give yourself the opportunity, the chance, the health and hope, because it could be the long-term yes you've been waiting for a long time. So I really want to encourage you guys. I want to thank you for jumping on tonight. We're so grateful to be able to share just a little bit of our story and how Optivia has impacted us in such an amazing way to share it with you tonight. Hope you guys have a blessed and healthy evening. And thank you so much again for jumping on this call.
Wow.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for sharing that. We're sitting here. We've got goosebumps. Can you see it through the screen?
I know this is such an emotional, uplifting call. Thank you so much for sharing, Josh and Nicole. We love you guys.
Just so inspirational. So, wow. Okay, it's hard to transition. All right, but let's keep moving here. All right. So our growth model is pretty amazing. We have a progressive growth model, and the way it works is Optivia coaches move through 3 competencies. You learn one competency, then move to the next one. Coaches will acquire and support clients. In addition to acquiring and supporting clients, a business coach acquires and works with coaches to teach them how to be successful. Then a business leader works with clients and builds teams of coaches and business coaches. The degree of compensation will follow the skill sets and level of activity that you perform.
So let's talk about, how does it work for coaches? This is a relational model. People come first. This is all about people helping other people. And when you help someone else, that's really good for your overall well-being. We are self-employed and independent. There's full-time, part-time opportunities, low startup and operating costs, no inventory, flexible business. This is a flexible business. So if you're busy, you can work from anywhere. There's no quotas or monthly purchases required, and complete training and support. So let's look at that. What does the support look like for coaches? We have a comprehensive training system where we learn as we earn, work with a business coach and a mentorship team. We employ team coaching, so you apprentice as you grow and work at your own pace. There's optional local, regional, and national wellness and training events too. So I'm excited to just share a few things with you before we go tonight. And those are the next steps, which I highly recommend that you reach back to the person who shared this with you. Get on the phone or a video chat with them, and you can explore more about what we have to offer and if this might be a good fit for you. We would love to have you join our Optivia mission, lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time, and help the world create health and well-being. You might decide to get started with the program today, or you might decide that you want to go ahead and begin by paying it forward as well. It only takes a minute or 2 to get started, so join us today or tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. We've enjoyed our time with you. Thank you to our guests this evening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
At Optivia, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The prior audio contained the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optivia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope those stories inspire you to continue your journey with or to consider joining Optivia. But please note that they have not been verified and your individual journey to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider in the U.S. or a doctor in Singapore and Hong Kong prior to beginning your journey with Optivia. Additionally, this audio may have contained income or earning representations of some independent Optivia coaches. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with Optivia is derived from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Optivia acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to Optivia coaches in the U.S., Hong Kong, and Singapore. For independent Optivia coaches operating in the U.S., please see the Optivia Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of U.S. coaches under the U.S. Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent Optivia coaches operating in the U.S. under the U.S. Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan. Yours in health, the Optivia team.